From the grounds of West Deptford High School in West Deptford, New Jersey, Comcast Channel 5 Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight, it's the South Jersey Group 3 quarterfinals as the Eagles of West Deptford host the Pemberton Hornets. Hello again, everyone. Rob Christ along with my partner, Shawn Leary. Let's throw it right to our floor announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
And now for the starting lineups. First for visiting Pemberton, head coach Roy Heck, assisted by Cameron Williams, Dan Schweitzer, Brett Flood, and Louis Burgess. At guard, a junior, number 34, David Thompson. At guard, a junior, number 3, AJ Vasvari Toke. At one forward, a senior, number 30, Laquan Jett. At the other forward, a junior, number 11, Chris Walker. And at guard, a senior, number 12, Thorn Felder. This goes off when I'm done. This thing's over. I forget. I probably. The starters for your Eagles of West Deptford High School. Head coach Pat Leary, assisted by Jesse Daly and John Carson. At guard, 5'10", the sophomore, number 24, A.J. Greenwald. At guard, 5'10" inches tall, a senior, number 12, Pat Doherty. At one forward, 6 foot, a senior, number 32, Joey O'Neill. At the other forward, 6'3", a senior, number 44, E.J. Phelps. Senior, 6'4", number 30, Shawn Page.
Huddling up at center court, the West Deptford Eagles. Currently a mark of 13-13. Started off the season red hot, a 4-1 mark, and since then have cooled down a bit. There you see the head coach of the Pemberton Hornets, Roy Heck. Pemberton out of the Burlington County League, and Burlington County League made up of schools primarily Group 1 and 2. You have a few Group 4 schools mixed in. And of course, West Deptford out of the Colonial Conference.
Yeah, this is a big game for West Deptford. You know, this is a team that get back into the playoffs here, and pretty excited. A terrific school that takes a lot of pride in its athletics.
First shot is blocked, and that'll get this crowd started. E.J. Phelps blocking the shot of David Thompson. West Deptford in their motion offense, they're not afraid to shoot the three. In fact, they thrive on it. West Deptford will try to show some patience here early. Moving the basketball, looking to penetrate. Pull up, wild shot too hard off the rim. Rebounded by Thorn Felder. Here come the Hornets. Felder penetrates off of his leg, and a scramble ensues on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball.
Well, one of the things there you see Coach Pat Leary in his 4th season here as the head coach. Coached 1 year under Bob Byatt. Before that, he was with Billy Hoskins over at Deptford. Bob Byatt now at Washington Township, 2 of the better basketball minds in Gloucester County. And, you know, Rob, one of the things I think is real important for West Deptford is to get back on defense. Don't give up the transition points to Pemberton.
A.J. Greenwald, just a sophomore, but so important to this West Deptford offense. Pull up 3, rims out, rebound, and it's Greenwald. He'll kick it out. 15-footer, rims out, tipped up, rebound. Here comes Pemberton. Across the timeline, the dish to the wing. for three. Too strong, rebound. And once again, it's Greenwald.
If West Deptford gets back on defense and rebounds the ball well, they should be able to stay in this game. You see they take the lead there. They love to shoot the open jump shot.
Joey O'Neill hits the tray, and it's West Deptford who strikes first.
He's been hot. He's hit 6 3-pointers in the last 3 games. Has a nice touch. Probably shooting the ball as good as he has all season. Terrific when you get into the playoffs. Another block. Inside, still no good.
And again, kicked out. Here comes West Deptford. O'Neill now with 39 3-pointers on the season.
Real important for Shawn Page to be a factor down low. And that's a terrific start for him. All you want to do is disrupt some of them inside shots for Pemberton.
And a foul inside as E.J. Phelps, probably the best athlete on this West Deptford basketball team, will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, this is something he's really improved on during the season. He struggled a little bit with his foul shooting. He's practiced a lot on his foul shooting, his touch, his release, getting his legs into it.
This is the front end. You see a senior, the 6'3" forward, plays the middle primarily for this West Deptford squad. And he hits the second. Eagles on top 4-0. Still early first quarter, 5:45 left. Rob Christ along with Shawn Leary, first round, South Jersey Group 3 from West Deptford High School. Pemberton looking for the three again, finds an open man on the wing, rims out, and right now Pemberton is ice cold. Greenwald tries to save it and knock it off a Hornet, and it looks like he was unsuccessful. So it'll be Pemberton basketball. That'll be A.J. Toke to inbound. Finds a cutter. Inside left-hander. And a nice roll, Thornfelder.
Thornfelder is a terrific athlete, 5'11", the point guard, the senior. Great body control. Nice job using the left hand there with a deuce.
A little tentative here is Doherty. He'll dish. And West Deptford in a motion offense that, frankly, away from the ball, not a whole lot of movement right now. Feldman looks to penetrate, switches up off the wing. Again, continuing to move that basketball.
Great patience.
And that's on the baseline, turnover, as Page looked to penetrate and turns the ball over, the first tonight for West Deptford.
Well, Page was open earlier for an easy layup. They weren't able to find it, but if they have that much patience on offense, they're going to be able to do extremely well. Nice hands that time, and I think they missed it.
Yeah,
I think that was all for Felder that time, and it should be West Deptford basketball. We don't have a good look as referee does, but it looked like it was off of a Pemberton player.
Three-pointer too strong, and now West Deptford will quickly look to press the issue. Laid up and in. E.J. Phelps with three.
One of the things that has surprised Pat Villari this season is how well his team has run in transition, something that he didn't realize this team had in the beginning of the year, and that has been the focus of A.J. Greenwald, the point guard. He's brought a lot of energy to the position. He gets the ball out in transition, and they got some good finishes here on the break. 6-2 lead now for West Deptford.
Drive inside, no good. Rebound, Eagles.
You can see now a couple blocks early on. Felder with an easy layup. That's something he should be able to drop right there. That little shot out of bounds West Deptford. But still, the presence of Page and Phelps in the middle of that lane forced what should have been an easy layup into a missed field goal.
See the officials tonight, Dennis McComber along with Jason Lohr. Two officials. They don't go to three officials until they get to the regional finals. 3:35 left. Low scoring affair thus far. Not uncommon in the playoffs. Trying to work the jitters out. Turnaround move, too strong. Rebound on the floor, and it's West Deptford. Thornfelder has been a factor so far, but Now, out of frustration, commits the foul, and you can see an emotional player is Felder.
Well, he's missed 3 layups so far in the beginning of this first quarter, and it's just he's hurrying it up a little too much. You can see his release. Watch his release on this layup. You know, it's the factor that he thinks he's going to be having, you know, somebody come up and swat his shot away, and it's got him thinking a little bit.
O'Neal switches.
Not the best look there on a shot, but
right now, Pemberton ice cold from the floor, 1 for 9, whereas West Deptford shooting 40%, I should say, 2 for 5. Here's Feldman. Feldman looks to penetrate, kicks inside. Page too strong, tipped up, rebound West Deptford. Right now, West Deptford owns the boards.
Your Page expecting the contact there, not going up for the layup. Just go hard for the layup. If you get fouled, you get fouled, but there he's just expecting the foul to happen.
High post, kicked out. Again, back, and West Deptford moving the basketball. Page has it knocked away inside. Page against the smaller Toke is fouled. Exploiting the mismatch. Page heads to the free throw line. And Page is someone Pat Villari really likes. Likes his toughness.
One of the things Page has to do, watch him here. He has to go up toward the basket a little bit higher. His release is too short. See where he's shooting from down underneath? Bring your arms up. Extend your arms up and bring it toward the rim. And you're going to be able to get a lot more layups that way.
West Deptford just 1 for 3 right now from the free throw line. Pemberton yet to hit the free strike. 1 for 4.
Not a good sign for Pat Villari's club. If you're going to get to the free throw line, you're going to drive into the paint, get fouled. You got to be able to connect at the free throw line.
Penetration and a kick to Toke. They like him from the three-point range, but he's been cold thus far. Picked up, and maybe
got away with one. Peck wants the call, but he's not going to get it.
Greenwald looks to penetrate, open 3. Too strong. Rebound, Pemberton. Not much rotation on the shot by Greenwald. We're inside of 2 minutes, and it's just 6-2 here in the first quarter. Look inside, going baseline, kicked out, knocked away by Greenwald. Toke, jump shot, short, tipped up again. Pemberton having all kinds of problems. Again, another block inside, laid up too strong, tipped away, rebound, it's Doherty. Greenwald trying to settle things down. 75 seconds left. Pemberton just 1 for 12 from the floor.
And about 5 of those misses were layups, Rob.
Under 10% shooting. Down to a minute left here in the first quarter. West Deptford 6-2. Page. I guess the good news for Pemberton is they're only trailing by 4 despite being ice cold. Page looks inside, laid up, in. A good look as he finds O'Neal with 5.
Well, that's an advantage. When you have a small team, you could pass over the top. That time, Page at 6'3" is able to just pass over the defense and get a man inside.
1-3-1 now by the Eagles, switching things up, tipped up inside. Hard move, a lot of contact, no call. Chris Walker may have gotten away with that.
They got Walker listed at 6'6", and he's nowhere near 6'6". But he's probably a good 6'2", 6'3" maybe. Good body, probably their biggest, well, not probably the biggest, their biggest player at 6'2" or 6'3".
Nice little effort by A.J. Greenwald as he shakes off Walker, but the shot too strong, rims out, and that's how things end. First quarter. We head to break. West Deptford doubling up Pemberton 8-4, first round. South Jersey, Group 3. Welcome back to West Deptford High School. Rob Christ along with Shawn Leary, bringing you playoff basketball action here on Channel 5. You see a low-scoring affair. West Deptford on top of Pemberton 8-4. A lot of excitement in the West Deptford gym. Always great to come here to West Deptford. Always a lot of energy. Really support their sports teams. Great programs throughout. The basketball program really had quite a heyday a few years back with Coach Bide, and now Pat Villari, one of his assistants, taking over the program and reintroducing them to playoff basketball.
Well, I think what Pat Villari's done here after losing two of its key players in the beginning of the season, to get this team with such a hot start, being competitive in the Colonial Conference. And Paulsboro might have been their toughest opponents, where you look like they really struggled and were just overmatched in those games, but they hung into a lot of games against Sterling and Haddonfield. And some of the reasons why is they just play good, fundamentally sound basketball. They don't turn the ball over. They rebound well, and every once in a while they take advantage of getting the transition.
You saw that graphic, so telling. Pemberton 2 for 14, West Deptford 3 for 9. Inside layup, again too strong, tipped up. Here comes West Deptford.
Well, just a little bit of a hitch in that shot there. He goes up for the layup, but a little bit of a double pump. He probably didn't even need it, but the fact that you block 4 or 5 shots in the first quarter, that's going to be in the minds of Pemberton until they really start it going. They have missed so many layups.
Phelps lays it up. He's got the touch, and he has 5. 10-4, West Deptford. West Deptford seemingly feeding off of this crowd. A lot of energy here at West Deptford. Eagles out rebounding the Hornets 8-5.
Yeah, bring up a good point. And this West Deptford really enjoys the sports. A great community to live in. They got Riverwinds Community Center over there, where you really meet a lot of people that lives in the community. And
you have a great new golf coach who can guide the Eagles over at Riverwind.
That's right. John Cobb, now the golf coach over at right here at West Deptford. Nice shot from the outside that time.
Tyquan Curtis.
Probably their second best player, along with Felder.
10-7. Taken away. Laid up. And no good! It's been that kind of night for Pemberton. Unbelievable. Thorne Felder and A.J. Greenwald literally just backed off and allowed him to take the layup, conceding the 2 points. Watch Greenwald. He'll just lay off, allow him to take the layup, and he still doesn't make it.
Yeah, he tried a little finger roll. Just go up and use the glass. And it's a good idea. Heck takes him out and starts talking to him a little bit. And probably a good idea, because what happens is Felder gets a little bit of emotional sometimes. He might pick up another foul. You want to talk to him, make sure, listen, don't get frustrated by it. Just keep on doing what you're doing and don't pick up a silly foul. Even though you make a mistake on one end, don't make it on the other.
Charlie McShane committing the turnover. Going in between the legs and dribbling off of his foot. 10-7. Pull-up jump shot, and this one falls. Anthony Curtis hits the deuce. So 5 straight by the Curtises. Timeout called by West Deptford. They hold a 1-point edge with 6:30 left here.
Yeah, what so far in this game, if you're Coach Heck over in the Pemberton huddle, you got to be pretty happy being only down 10-9. Their shooting percentage was horrible in that first quarter. They couldn't buy a shot, and they had plenty of good looks inside. But that interior defense by West Deptford really set the tone in this game. Now West Deptford just has to get back into the offense, swing the ball around, try to get the shooters open. And it's going to be a little bit of an inside-outside game in order to do that. They need to drop a couple of threes to loosen up the paint for Phelps and company down low, including Page. Now, Kevin Kelly's going to come into the game now for West Deptford. He was a starter at one point during the season. He had an injury that set him back some, but a good guy to come off the bench. Kyle Kelly, excuse me.
And again, McShane having a little trouble handling the basketball. He'll dish off here to Feldman. Feldman will look to penetrate. Excuse me, Greenwald, I should say. Greenwald off the glass, foul call. This foul will go against Kyle Kelly.
Kyle Kelly, they call him Snack Pack here at West Deptford.
5-0 run for Pemberton. They trail by 1. West Deptford again changing their defense. And Kelly quickly called for another foul.
Kelly getting a snack pack, gonna have to go sit on the bench. They wanted him to get up there. He's a wide body that comes in and rebounds pretty well and is a low post presence, but still trying to probably get his legs back. He had some tendon problems in his knee, but he's happy to be back into the playoff.
Pemberton, Felder finds himself boxed in and wisely throws it off with the body of big E.J. Phelps. That's Rashi Green. Inside, Felder penetrates, and he'll draw the foul. You see the speed of of Felder. This one's going to go against Bacchius. And Felder having a tough night, missing a layup and now an air ball off of the foul shots. The free throw line, not kind to either one of these teams.
I think the playoff atmosphere kind of eating into the nerves of Felder a little bit, but he's a kid that can bounce back pretty quick. He's absolutely one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic guy on the court.
We're tied at 10. Greenwald hustles to get it against the defense of Pemberton and cross the timeline. Looking to penetrate, now kicked out to Greenwald. That's Bacchius. Taken away, and a foul call.
Yeah, frustration foul, but it was a bad pass. Trying to look for somebody inside. I believe he was trying to find one of his teammates inside. Yeah, he was probably shouldn't have threw that pass. That was Phelps just trying to do a little too much.
Pemberton working perimeter. Penetration drive good. Tyquan Curtis with his 5th point. And again, Pemberton goes into the press, forcing West Deptford to call timeout, and now the Pemberton crowd.
Yeah, the defense now, they're starting to turn it up. West Deptford goes to its bench, and they're struggling here now, trailing 12-10.
They're saying they did not call timeout in time, so as a result, a turnover. Tipped up, again, Pemberton. Roll for Tyquan Curtis. He has 7 in this second quarter. 4-point edge now for the Hornets.
Pemberton has traveled nicely, Rob. They got a nice crowd sitting in the guest section here and also across the way.
This is a Pemberton team that has really struggled, 10-14 on the year. They started out 0-5 to start things, and they are just 2-6 in their last 8. Prior to that stretch of 8 games, they won 6 straight, and that enabled them to make the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, they you know, one of the things, just they see the 10-0 run. One of the things you look at is how a team is playing when it goes into the playoffs, Rob. Both Pemberton and West Deptford struggled a little bit in their respective leagues. And you compare the 2 leagues. The Colonial Conference is in Group 2. I mean, they've just been stacked with Collingswood, Haddonfield, Paulsboro, Sterling. But, you know, you take a look at this Pemberton team, and they're well-traveled as well. They played into some decent tournaments early on. And when you get these battle-tested teams, even though it's a 10-14 record, it's a tough out.
And again, West Deptford having trouble inbounding the basketball. And Greenwald has it stolen away by Felder. Felder lays it up and in. Another turnover here by West Deptford. 7 turnovers to just 1 by Pemberton. That is really the difference.
Yeah, and Felder has really been a factor in this game. A couple of steals. Now West Deptford's starting to force it a little. They just have to get back into what they do best, get into the offense. Some of the starters back on the court now.
Rimmed out. Pemberton follows, scores. David Thompson. Drive, glass, good. End to end goes Greenwald with his first two.
That's one of the things that Greenwald has done when you think your team has been struggling a little bit. You want that guy, the go-to guy, to kind of stop the bleeding, to get the team back into its game and get it back into a flow. A.J. Greenwald has been that guy for West Deptford.
Inside again, the rebound by the Eagles. Here's Greenwald, and he's fouled. And Greenwald goes down. He is one player they can ill afford to lose.
For a number of reasons. You know, what he does offensively, what he does defensively, but more importantly, just being able to break the press. Not even so much getting into the offense, but being able to break the press and getting the ball up quick. They had numbers. You see that knee-to-knee collision is what put Greenwald down.
Greenwald tries to dish, finds himself up in the air.
Yeah.
And I think McComber is allowing them to play a little bit, and Pemberton's taking full advantage of it. Very physical play by the Hornets. To the wing, 4-3, a short rebound. Greenwald, no call there, fed underneath to McShane, and McShane tries to get it off of the Hornet. He does. West Deptford is really getting pushed around here, and they're starting to get frustrated. Not much going on in terms of the referees calling the physical play of Pemberton. So West Deptford's either going to have to adjust or live with it. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Another turnover by the Eagles.
And that's McShane, that's just a bad pass. You know, he kind of panicked there and just try to get the ball in bounds. You want to try to find one of your guys in the backcourt and establish possession.
Fed inside, baseline move, turnover. Anthony Curtis steps on the line. 2:51 left in this first half, a 6-point edge for the Eagles. McShane again having trouble finding someone to pass to. He does, picking up the dribble, and now they finally find Greenwald, who's really been the answer in terms of breaking this press. Greenwald will work against Tote. To the wing to McShane. Greenwald looks to penetrate. Jump shot, foul.
So I think that's where they can have a lot of success. If West Deptford's able to break the press, get into its offense, and go into the lane, Pemberton is forced to foul because they have such a distinct size disadvantage. And once they get in the lane, they have to come up and either commit to the shooter and foul or sag back and go for the rebounds. Either way, West Deptford should be able to convert either from the line or on offensive boards.
Greenwald hits. Drawing his team to within 5. The sophomore guard rims out his second attempt. West Deptford cold from the free throw line. 2 of 6. To the wing. Pemberton looking to move that basketball. Felder breaking down the defense. And they're calling the foul on Greenwald. Again, you sense the frustration of West Deptford because a bit of a ticky-tack foul and had a few Eagles getting mugged underneath.
They called that one on Pat Doherty. 5'10" senior guard.
Knocked away. Pemberton maintains possession. You see the quickness of Felder, not afraid to go inside to the trees. Greenwald. Penetration inside and a foul called. This is going to go against Pemberton's Chris Walker.
calling that on the floor.
2013, 7-point lead for the Hornets. Open three, short.
Yeah.
Now they're
going to get
calling
Page for the push
against Page.
That's a good call.
Well, remember, West Deptford had a 10-4 edge. Since that time, they've been outscored 16-3. To the wing, an open three, good. Anthony Curtis with 5, 10-point edge, the biggest of the night for the Hornets.
Yeah, you can't leave Curtis open. He can hit that. When we get out on him, that's going to be a travel. A.J. Greenwald slips on the court, and he's more concerned right now with getting into it with the Pemberton players. What he needs to do is relax and just think about his game. And he can't, in playoff time, you really have to keep your head and really think about what you're doing. If you're thinking about the other team and you're getting upset with them, you're not focusing on what you have to do to win the game. And that gets you out of your game.
Inside short, again Pemberton with the rebound, turnaround, shooters roll. And right now, Tyquan Curtis having himself quite a second quarter, 9 all in the second quarter. Another turnover, here's Felder, good.
Yeah, and Greenwald there, he had a 2-on-1 with Phelps. And I guess he didn't see him, but he had a clear 2-on-1 break for West Deptford. They got to be able to capitalize. And that's Page now throwing his shoulder in. But West Deptford right now, Leary needs a timeout. He needs to tell his kids to calm down and stop playing with frustration. You want to play with a chip on your shoulder when you're playing sports, you're playing in a playoff atmosphere, because you want that emotion. You want to be able to physically play with someone. When you're playing with too much frustration, and then you let it, when you let it come out on the court, not only are you picking up fouls, you're not thinking about what you should be doing.
You never want to see another player injure someone, but what E.J. Page right there is send a message to his teammates. We will not be embarrassed in this game. And from the coaching standpoint, you really got to like that. What a play by Felder. You talk about athleticism. That play was that's a ESPN highlight right there.
Right, and I agree with you on that. It's the talking afterward. You know what? If you're in there talking with the other team and wolfing it up with them, you're not thinking about what you should be doing. There's nothing, playing with a chip on your shoulder, playing aggressive, that's the way you want to play, especially in playoffs. But talking after the play, getting in the other guy's face, you're not going to be thinking about what you should be doing.
Greenwald hits. Both ends. 5 for Greenwald. Inside of 3 seconds, laid up, no good, follow, no good, tipped away, and that'll do it for the half. Well, if you're a West Deptford fan, a very disappointing second quarter. It was all Pemberton. We head to break. At the half, Pemberton on top by 14. Welcome back to West Deptford High School. First half action owned by Pemberton, primarily that second quarter. There you see the numbers. The Hornets were ice cold in that first quarter, but things heating up in the second. And now their field goal percentage has eclipsed that of the Eagles. 3-point shooting, 1 for 5 for West Deptford. Free throws, 50% for each. Turnovers, a major part of that story from West Deptford in that second quarter, particularly Shawn, just having a difficult time breaking that press.
Just look at the amount of shots compared to West Deptford, 32-14. That is a ridiculous comparison between those two numbers. Pemberton, you see the 19-5 run that they went on in that second quarter. And just the start of the game was tough for them, but they found a way to work through that defense, give Heck and company a great deal of respect for how they changed and made adjustments. All things are going on. Even the West Deptford fans are having problems. Kid sitting in the front row gets the ball off his noggin.
They wanted him to get into the game.
Yeah.
Literally.
Get your head in the game.
An inauspicious start. Felder with his magic follows his shot, and he'll head to the free throw line. Very impressed with Felder. One critique of Felder is he's just got to keep a cool head. And it's going to be Walker actually to head to the free throw line. Walker with just 2 points that coming in the first quarter.
Well, one of the things West Deptford has to get back to doing is rebounding the ball. You know, Felder and his crew, if they're going to miss a couple of easy laps, you have to get on there, the laps on defense, pull down the rebound, and get transition going the other way.
Walker has it rimmed out, but again, goes Pemberton's way. Felder kicks. Good movement here, and Toke will look to drive. He does, and a one-hander falls. Toke with his first.
Nice job by Toke. Nice little soft little jumper works out for him, and again, that full court press is really giving West Deptford a great deal of trouble.
Well, this is not the way that West Deptford wanted to start things in this third quarter. A turnover, a foul, no rebound off of a second free throw, and then a forced timeout on the inbounds. They're going to have to figure this Pemberton team out in a hurry.
Yeah, and that, you know, the real big problem that you see from him is just not being able to handle the press, get the ball in A.J. Greenwald's hands. They got some big guys that should be able to throw over the press, Rob. But you know, just the fact of getting the ball in bounds has been a big problem for him.
Finally inbound, and Doherty now double team, and he'll work around the press. Toke a bump, no ball. Here's Doherty. Top of the key. And in that instance, Phelps had an opportunity to head to the board uncontested.
Right. They have really been hesitant. We've seen it with Greenwald earlier, Phelps that time, hesitant to drive to the basket. And I think that is absolutely key for West Deptford's chances to make a comeback, is to drive to the basket, get into that paint, and force Pemberton to foul.
Greenwald picks up his dribble. Doherty open three, rims out, rebound, Eagles. Greenwald will look to penetrate against Felder. Finds himself in the air, jump shot, no good. And right now, West Deptford almost solely relying on threes. Toke has it blocked. Thompson, no good. Rebound inside. Pemberton again. Thompson, pull up jump shot, no good. Rebound tipped away, and the Eagles come away with it. And off of a few hands, again, another Eagles turnover. West Deptford very generous with the basketball tonight. 31-15 of the Hornets really owning play since the end of the first quarter. Inside Felder, and that speed just killing this West Deptford defense.
Yeah, he gets to the basket extremely fast. Nice look that time by Doherty. There you go, you get it inside. Just Page is struggling to keep his feet when he's in that lane. The Felder, what explosion he has going to the rim.
As quick as they come. Felder is a senior. Three.
It's all working right now for Pemberton.
5 points for Toke, All coming in this third quarter. Greenwald penetrates, and before the shot, we have a foul.
Yeah, Greenwald has to do more of that. You know, drive to the basket, possibly give your teammates the ball. At that point, he's got to be able to move, and that's a nice job there. See, if you drive to the basket, good things happen, Rob. You're either going to be fouled, or you're going to create offensive rebounds, and everyone's got to be crashing the boards now. And it's time not to be tentative. You got to be aggressive. Drive to the basket, have your bigs come down and help out and crash to the boards.
Pemberton right now on a 32-5, now a 32-6 run. That's Page. And the second rims out. Just 1 for 4 from the free throw line for Shawn Page. Pemberton content to slow things down. Toke will play catch with Felder. Felder will look to penetrate and kick. Post, Toke, three-point shot good. Toke with 8. All in the third quarter, it's 39-16.
Trying to get the ball into Page. Page's uncle played basketball at Bucknell.
Inside, baseline, Page.
That's it. That's the way you go to the basket. Nice job by Page on that play. Senior forward, 6'3".
Pemberton have a couple subs check in. Anthony Curtis.
Page wants
also checking in Tyquan Curtis.
Page wants to be a mechanic when he gets out and finishes his education.
Jump shot no good, tipped up rebound.
And you know, you're always looking for a good mechanic.
I like the way he plays, a lot of toughness. He can work on my part.
Yeah, nice shot from the outside by Doherty. That's what they needed. So I'm going to say all but nice things about Page from here on out.
What's not
you can never find a good mechanic, except for the ones I have.
39-21. Walker inside, turnaround, low post, no good, rebound, and here comes Joey O'Neal and the Eagles. Feldman, kick, Doherty
again.
Shot, good. And Pemberton will call timeout. Still a long, long way to go for the Eagles. They trail by 15.
This is what they needed, to hit a couple of three-pointers. Now they can't settle for that. You know, what you want to do now is try and loosen up the inside, maybe get A.J. Greenwald now getting into the paint, getting Page and Phelps involved in the offense, and you can still get a couple three-point baskets the hard way. You see the 8-0 run in the last minute. You can still get a couple of three-point opportunities if Page or Phelps is able to sink a basket, get fouled. So you can still pick up some points in a hurry, but you know, they need easy ones. They can't just rely on that outside jumper.
West Deptford tonight, no points off of turnovers. And 8 coming for the Hornets. So a big disparity there. Inside, low post tipped away. Curtis follows, wild shot ball. Things weren't going Pemberton's way early. Things have turned. Greenwald kicks up top. Doherty for 3. Good.
Right now it's just target practice for him as he's lit it up here in the third quarter. Scored the last 9 points for West Deptford.
Inside, knocked away, turnover. And a wild throw.
Great hands by the cheerleader.
And it's tipped away by Pemberton. I think the Eagles got away with one there.
So far, fans, you got to give 1 to Pemberton, 0 for West Deptford. A great catch in the front row for the Pemberton cheerleader. Not so great. Good job, nice shot that time by A.J. Greenwald to cut this within 12.
Great body control by Greenwald. This would be one heck of a comeback.
Earlier on, the West Deptford fan got one in the head. You got to be paying attention on that front row.
Oh,
blocking foul.
They call a blocking
Page.
foul against Page. And I could have felt the collision over here.
See, did he establish position?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It looked like he was okay.
Yeah, I think his feet were playing it. You see, and you always see this works out. He'll miss this next free throw. The basketball gods have a way of working it out. Whenever you see a bad call, something always happens where the other team gets the ball back anyway.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Watch.
Okay. Right.
Basketball gods are cruel.
They took the night off. 42-29. Greenwald across the timeline. Turnaround shot. Again, the roll. Greenwald. And all of a sudden, West Deptford turning things on, and Felder's going to try to turn up the heat for the Hornets. And you can see the difference when the Felder's involved. Felder turns it over. Greenwald up to Doherty, knocked away by Walker. Great hustle play by Walker. And here's Tope. And now they call it against Greenwald. Wow.
See, as Greenwood picked this clean.
Wow, it looked like he got it good.
Yeah, that was a good steal. You know, reaching across the body, that we didn't see the other side of that from that vantage point, but it looked like he got the ball there.
Wow. And again, McComber has been very tough on this West Deptford team. As you can see, Felder reaching for the basketball, and Valari will probably have a few things to say to the refs during the timeout. Step away, 11. The edge by Pemberton with 1:24 left, third quarter. Welcome back to West Deptford High School. Pemberton on top, 42-31, third quarter, 1:24 left. Rob Christ along with Shawn Leary. And West Deptford has risen from the dead to make this a basketball game.
You know, one of the things I've seen here in the second half is West Deptford has taken that aggression and that energy and applied it just to the game, and not really getting the outside thing, the circus that goes on with the game where you're talking too much. They've really taken out the frustrations on just the game itself and playing hard. That's the reason why they've gotten back into this game. Playing good defense, playing hard, if you want to take out the aggression, you're a little ticked off with the other team, you get your body in good possession, you rip some rebounds away from them. You get all the loose balls. That's the way you get back at a team.
Inside, and rims in and out. This will go West Deptford's way.
Yeah, this is one of the things that Pemberton did in the first quarter, missing easy layups.
And right now, they need more. Again, another timeout burn. West Deptford's just frankly got to do a better job. So little movement away from the basketball.
No screens right now, and you know what? You got to put that on the coach. Coach has got to do a better job of getting the screens on the ball and telling his kids to move around a little bit, because they're kind of just standing around on that. Pat will draw something up now and fix that for the rest of the game, but either he's telling them they're not executing it, or they got to do a better job of looking at the screens that they want to run, getting the ball in.
I was going to say, as a coach, you know, sometimes the players don't always do what you tell them to do.
You might have
I'm going to stick up for the coach here.
you might have it drawn up. You're right, but there's very little movement, no execution there at all. See one of the refs? That's Lure, right?
Yes, Jason Lure.
Yeah, Jason Lure. He's not making friends here tonight in West Deptford. They've not liked a couple of his calls. Actually, I think it's McComber. But they're never liked, right? Doesn't matter what type of game that you call.
Now, the best you can do is that they don't notice you. It's not a great way to go through life. Inbound to Doherty. And Pemberton will peel off. Doherty being watched by Felder. We've seen the quickness of Felder. And West Deptford will try to make it a one-digit game.
Yeah, and O'Neal didn't like the pass by Doherty. He's right. You know, Doherty got to have a little bit better control. We have too many turnovers. Not enough movement. Just not enough movement for West Deptford.
Gets away, a little helter-skelter. And again,
Page is a tough kid, isn't he?
I love Page. I'll tell you what. I don't know if he plays baseball, but if he's interested, I got a position for him. I'll take a tough kid any day of the week, no matter what the sport. You got to love this kid.
Well, you see how hard he plays and how aggressive and loves to move around? He's a golfer in the spring. He doesn't play.
Is he?
Yes.
He probably taunts his opponent while he's lining up a putt. Inside of 45 seconds now, again knocked away. Another turnover here. That was a key possession, really, for West Deptford.
Yeah, you want to get it down into single digits by the fourth quarter. They have the opportunity. Now they're sagging back into the zone. I'm sure Pemberton's going to work the perimeter. Can they do it for 30 seconds, though?
Look at the turnover differential, 17-7. That really tells the story. Toth way up top. Still eating up clock, and now Felder with 10 seconds. Felder will probably look to penetrate. Felder inside, blocked. They call a foul.
Yeah, on O'Neal. That's a good call. He got him with the swat. Joe O'Neal. One of the things he's worked on is his defense, making all man defense.
Felder now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. It's both. Down to 6 seconds. Greenwald trying to beat the clock. Penetrate, running one-hander off glass, good! Greenwald with 6 points in that third quarter. We head to the fourth. We've got a basketball game. South Jersey Group 3 playoffs. Double. Welcome back to West Deptford High School. 8 minutes to play. Fourth quarter about to get underway here. South Jersey Group 3 playoffs. Pemberton leading West Deptford 44-33. Spirited game throughout. Inside right away, Pemberton looks to force the issue. Up and again, a big rebound here by Shawn Page.
Yeah, I think Tyquan Curtis wanted the call underneath on that shot, did not get it. West Deptford gets the ball easily inbound that time with Doherty trying to set it up. They want to try to get him free. He was really hot in that third quarter. Nice running one-hander.
What a tremendous job by Doherty. He's had himself quite a second half. 0 points first half, 11, including hitting 3 straight threes in that third quarter. Walker on the floor, it's Doherty. I should say that was Curtis who lost it. Doherty being harassed and a worker through it. Picks up the dribble, and here comes West Deptford now. Greenwald will try to beat the timeline. Long pass, nice look for Page. Inside Page, no good. Rebound. Off the glass, tipped up, and it's on the baseline. West Deptford will maintain possession.
Now, as tough as Page is, he goes to the glass and he goes a little too tentatively. You want to see him go hard to that basket. It seems like almost he's anticipating the foul or a block, and you're just not going to get it. He's 6'3". He needs to be able to go up strong. It's been a couple of times he could have knocked down a couple of baskets, and that time was absolutely one of them.
Knocked away on the floor. Here comes Pemberton. David Thompson dishes to Toke. Toke inside, and now back out to Felder from Walker. Felder to the wing. Thompson with a run.
Nice job by Thompson. Terrific step, jump step, gets in to about 7 or 8 feet, and nice touch.
They've gotten away with one, did Thompson. And Page is fouled.
That's what I'm talking about right there, where Page should be the intimidator. And that time he goes to the basket strong. Force him to foul you. Time he's just working on it. He says, listen, I'm going right into you. You're going to either have to foul me, or I'm going to be able to get up and get one off the glass.
Ten-point edge for the Hornets. You see Page 2 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. It's both. 9-point game. 6:16 left now. Toke. He finds Thompson. Thompson will dish inside. And going strong, it's Mike Miner. Miner with his first 2 points on the evening. Extend the Pemberton lead to 11. Doherty working off Felder. Inside, thrown away. And again, when the pressure's on, West Deptford has tended to turn the ball over this evening. And Pemberton calls timeout. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, Pemberton is going to want to keep control of the clock, try to get some of that 5:38. It's come off the clock with an 11-point lead. Probably try to get the ball into Felder's hands. Be interesting to see if West Deptford tries to speed this game up now and maybe get to that man-to-man. They went into the zone because they didn't feel like they could match up with Pemberton athletically, force them to shoot over top of the zone and mix it up once in a while. But here, when you get down where you have an 11-point lead, you might need to come out, go man-to-man, maybe try to force some turnovers or force Pemberton into a quicker shot.
Hornets will inbound. Baseline, Felder, no good. Knocked away. West Deptford basketball. Again, the press. They find Doherty. Inside now, a little bit of a mismatch. Inside, Page is fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Another nice job by Page. That's what you want to see him do. Let the big guy get inside and go up strong.
This is where Phelps probably should have took it a little bit earlier, right in there. He had the opportunity to go up. Did find Page, and Page gets the foul. Page misses.
Cuts it to 10.
5:15 left. Hornets by 10. Felder across the timeline, feeds. There's Thompson, and he's back to Felder. Inside, too strong for Toke. a bullet.
Yeah, Curtis points to himself, Tyquan Curtis. And he's right, that's a bad mistake. With a 10-point lead in 4:57. Got to have a little bit more patience in the offense there. They want, I think he's just going in there.
Thompson. And that will send Greenwald to the free throw line. Greenwald 3 for 4 tonight. 4:48 left. Just a 10-point edge. This game looked to be out of reach. Out. 1 for 2. 9-point lead now for the Eagles. Here's Felder. Felder will look to penetrate. He does. And in and out. Jump ball. And Felder is around the back. Wow. I don't know that I've ever seen a jump ball when a guy is around the back of the other player.
I was waiting to hear the call from the crowd. 2. You know, in the wrestling, the takedown, the 2 call. State tournament is this weekend. That was a tough one.
Doherty finds Greenwald. Looking to penetrate, picks it up. Off. Minor feeds. Here comes Curtis, 1 against 3. Cope for 3, good.
Hot hand. That might be the dagger there. That puts them up by 12 with 4:07. West Edmond is trying to cut into it. But Toke, here in the second half, hit 3 3-pointers.
Doherty working against the double. Look at that.
Right there, they're just rewarding hustle that time by Pemberton. I didn't agree with the one down here, but that there is all right. I mean, that time you just good hustle play by Pemberton. In fact, Leary right in front of him, he didn't even argue that call.
You saw 20 turnovers for West Deptford. Pemberton exchanging the favor. They have 11.
And one of the things that West Deptford has done real well with is holding on to the basketball, not committing too many turnovers. Really struggled with that part of the game tonight. When you have 20 turnovers, it's hard to win games.
Greenwald looking to penetrate. Baseline, and he's fouled. See, the Eagles have been to the free throw line twice as much as Pemberton.
But they have to be able to knock them down.
Greenwald just 1 for 3 in this quarter. (51-40). 3:25 left. Felder and a jump ball here.
Kochak probably just wanted them to back it out. Felder thought he had an open lane. West Deptford doing a nice job defensively. They got to get Doherty open.
Inside now, up last good. E.J. Phelps with his first point since the second quarter. And now West Deptford showing a little bit of a press. Here's Thompson. Thompson feeds. Looking inside for Felder. Felder will feed. Off glass and good. Easy lay-in for Tyquan Curtis.
Great teamwork on the break. Terrific passing. Nice job by Felder.
Off glass good. Tell you what, A.J. Greenwald is a gamer.
He's a sophomore.
44. Here's Felder. Picks up the dribble. Finds Thompson. Now inside Minor over to Toke. Toke will pick it up. Switch. Felder up top. 2:20 and counting. Felder looks to penetrate. Double teamed. Loses it. Thrown away. Here comes Greenwald. Greenwald. They'll switch things. And he finds O'Neal.
There's Doherty in the corner.
Doherty with 4 threes, 14 on the night. It's now just a 6-point game.
You heard of Dr. Dre? That's Dr. Trey.
I like it. And another turnover. 14 turnovers now, and the West Deptford crowd comes alive.
Spirited game. Great night. You can hear where he's going to find. This is a terrific spin move by the sophomore. Great body control, is able to get it up and in. You know, one of the things that you see, I mean, there's so many good things that you see. You see West Deptford coming back here in the fourth quarter. That second quarter just destroyed them. But one of the things, I mean, so many good things you could say about Greenwald's game. The one thing that I see from him is when he's on the break, he's got to be more aggressive with the basketball. 2-on-1 breaks, take it to the man, take it to the hole. Don't hold it up. You got such a creative way of handling the basketball. Your crossover is terrific. Use it to your advantage and be aggressive. That's one of the things that you can look at his game and say you can work on that during the summer.
Pemberton had a 23-point lead at one point in this basketball game. That was with 4:42 left in the third quarter. How things have changed. 6-point lead.
Either get Doherty open or try to go inside. They're going to be all over Doherty. As well they should be. If you can get the ball in now, they give him a good look. They give him a good look.
Wow, look at Doherty. 3-point edge. Now the press. Toke picks up the dribble. Toke. And I don't know what the call is here. Maybe a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. 3-point edge for Pemberton. What a collapse right now by the Hornets. And Coach Heck is fired up.
The good Doc is in the house. Watch him here. You can't give him an open look. This is from NBA range. He's going to pull up right here. No one's going to jump out on him. He's just got the sweet touch and the follow through.
Well, he had 5 3-pointers earlier this year against Collingswood. Guess what? He's got 5 again tonight, 17 points. And there you see some of the West Deptford faithful. They don't need a basketball in the head to wake them up.
No, his young man right there in the jacket, ever since he got hit in the head, it seemed like it kind of energized the team. That's what they needed, a good shot in the head and a doc to fix it.
It's usually what my wife gives me in the morning. Doherty, 5 straight 3-pointers, 5 for 6 on the night. It's a hot eagle. 91 seconds in this one. Inbound now. Felder across the timeline. Felder, he'll dish to the corner. Back inside, Felder lays it up in.
And O'Neal went down. I don't know if it was something with his knee. Might have twisted up his ankle. Joe O'Neal, a senior here. Gonna walk off the court, but nice job that time by Felder. That was probably his best looking layup that he's had in the game. He's had some really bad looking shots close to the rim. As fluid as his motion is, he doesn't finish extremely well. That time he's able to get an important basket.
75 seconds left. Greenwald looks to penetrate, picks up the dribble, finds Doherty. Doherty trying to find some space. Here's Page. Inside Page, it's stripped. Page back, Doherty. Kicks. Now penetration inside, up and in. E.J. Phelps back to a three-point game.
Great decision by Phelps, not for settling for the three-point shot. Goes in, drives, pulls it within one possession to tie this thing up.
Greenwald with the foul will send Felder to the free throw line. 45 seconds left, 3 fouls right now on Greenwald. So he has some breathing room.
That's just 6.
And that is right. So Pemberton not yet to the free strike. Greenwald working against Felder. Felder picks up the dribble. They call the foul beforehand.
That's Felder to the line.
That's the 4th foul now on Greenwald. 1-1 situation here.
Felder for the season, a 50% free throw shooter. Beautiful stroke on that one. You can see the emotion coming out of him. He hasn't had the greatest season from the line. 52 of 104, now 53 of 105.
4 for 5 tonight from the free throw line. So he's coming up big when they need him. That rims out. And it's going to be Pemberton basketball.
A big miss, but a bigger mistake by Page. Wasn't able to control the rebound.
And a foul called before the shot.
We're going to put Curtis at the line. He's a 67.8 free throw shooter. Putting the box out if he misses it. Pull down the rebound. With Curtis shooting the foul shots, it's not a big body down under the blocks. Doesn't matter when he's sinking them though.
.52, it's short. Rebound Eagles. Now McShane kicks to the wing. That's Doherty. They'll move up top now, Doherty. Looking for some space. They got to get a shot off. McShane to Page. Page up top. A lot of clock being eaten up here. Greenwald. 3-point shot. Good!
What a shot by Greenwald with a man in his face. Buries the three-pointer.
57-55. 13.9 left.
With a 2-point lead, 8 fouls now, so they'll still be in the 1-and-1 when they foul here for West Deptford. They're going to try to go for the steal. If not, you foul. They're going to probably try to get it into Felder's hands, although he has not been that successful from the line. He's been that way tonight.
I tell you what, if West Deptford wins this basketball game, there's going to be one heck of a party here. No matter what happens here, you can't say enough about the way that the West Deptford kids have battled back.
Out of the Pemberton players out there, Tyquan Curtis actually has the best percentage from the season. What a nice deep 3-ball. West Deptford, you talked about it earlier. They are a 3-point shooting team, and you can shoot your way out of it, but you can also get yourself back into games, and they have done a nice job tonight of getting back into this game using that 3-pointer.
15.9.
We'll look for the steal first.
Foul call, and it's going to be Anthony Curtis.
Curtis, 19 of 33 on the season, 57.6 percentage. Not a terrific percentage. Very important right now for Phelps and Page to box out.
1-1. Curtis, as you see, 7 points tonight. 14.8 seconds left. Pemberton, a 2-point lead. Good.
If he misses this, it's still a 3-point lead. West Deptford will have a shot.
Hits both. So clutch. Here's Greenwald. Greenwald. And a foul called against Felder.
Bad foul by Felder. That puts him at the line for a 1-on-1 situation, and you stop the clock.
Now remember here, if he hits the first and get a rebound off of the second, they can tie the basketball game. If you're a coach, you tell them to make both.
Yeah, tell them to make both. Foul, important to first hit this free throw to pull it within 2. Send Pemberton to the line.
It's short, tipped up, and it's Curtis with the basketball. He's fouled.
Curtis will get 2 shots. They're now in the penalty with 10 fouls, so Curtis will get 2. He needs to make 1 of 2. Pretty much ice this game.
Curtis 2 for 2 tonight. You just saw him. And that's the big one. 4-point edge now. 2-possession game. 7.2 seconds left.
Heck's telling him not to foul. I believe that he had a foul called if they were to miss both these free throws. If he would have fouled, you would have put him at the line 1-1. That doesn't matter at this point.
Greenwald, pull up 3. Hits. Timeout called. No, that's the ball game. 61-59. What a battle. West Deptford mounting a tremendous comeback, but the Eagles try, but come up short.
Just an unbelievable comeback by West Deptford, not able to fully get the rally, but what an effort by the senior-laden team to be able to put back an effort. What a job by Doherty. I mean, he just shot lights out in the second half to get this crowd back into it, making it exciting. But you got to feel pretty good. I mean, Pat Leary comes into it. This team came from Group 2 into Group 3. You know, they played a lot of Group 2 schools in the Colonial Conference. They come up to Group 3 against Pemberton and play well. Although they're the home team, some thought maybe that they might have been the underdog in this game. A well-played game by both teams.
If you're West Deptford, you just look back to that second quarter where things just turned rapidly. And turn is the operative word, because they turned the ball over repeatedly in that second quarter, leading to easy point after easy point for Pemberton. And that's simply where they let the game get away.
Yeah, there was a few different things that they made mistakes, but it's important for some of these juniors and sophomores, including Greenwald and McShane, some of these other guys, to find out and see what they did wrong in the playoffs. Get some playoff experience too. That really helps a team, and some of them guys that were young that were able to play in this game, or some that were just even on the bench. You get to see and kind of get that playoff atmosphere and see where the mistakes are. And you know what, Rob, 61-59. A couple of plays, that's all it was. Just a couple of plays that you can look back and say, oh, if we would have did this or did that. And it's all learning experiences, even for Coach Villari. He's going to learn a lot from this game. But they have nothing to hang their head over. West Deptford played an unbelievable put an unbelievable effort into this game. They could have quit when they were 20-some points down. The team refused to. A team with a bunch of seniors.
Well, Pemberton will continue to go on the road as they come away with a victory. They'll have a long road to hoe, but they've done a nice job here, winning in hostile territory. And with the leadership of Felder, I think Pemberton goes the way he goes.
Well, they have a couple of good athletes on this team. Where they're going to really struggle in Group 3 is in the paint. They're going to play some of these teams with a lot more depth than West Deptford has, and maybe some better athleticism. But that's one of the things you look at. You're right. It's a hard road. Middle Township, Camden. There's some teams in their side of the bracket where they're going to really have some problems, I think. But you never know. You get into a game. Look at Deptford and the run that they put together last year. You get an upset, and it can carry you over into the playoffs.
Well, your final score here from West Deptford High School: Pemberton victorious in the South Jersey Group 3 playoffs, 61-59 for my partner, Shawn Leary, my stat man, Mike Shute, my director, Stan Ritter, and all the crew. I'm Rob Christ. Thanks for joining us. Again, your final: Pemberton will move on in the South Jersey Group 3 playoffs, defeating West Deptford 61-59. Good night, everybody.